Hello, my dear students and the rest of the learners. Welcome to part 40 of the 41 part series of tutorials in Fundamentals of Object-Oriented Programming in Java. In this tutorial, we are going to be looking at what we call the Java abstraction, which is a feature or a characteristic of object-oriented programming language such as Java. My name is MemGM, or you can simply call me Emily Swap. What is abstraction? Abstraction is a process of hiding the implementation details from the user. Only the functionality will be provided to the user. In other words, the user will have the information on what the object does instead of how it does it. In Java programming, abstraction is achieved using abstract classes and interfaces. Therefore, data abstraction is the process of hiding certain details and showing only essential information to the user. It is implemented using the keyword abstract. The abstract keyword is a non-access modifier that is used for classes and methods. Therefore, abstraction can be achieved with either the abstract classes or interfaces. So, what is an abstract class? An abstract class is a restricted class that cannot be used to create objects. To access it, therefore, one must have inherited it from another class. For this reason, a Java class which contains the abstract keyword in its declaration is what is called an abstract class. Abstract classes, therefore, in Java may or may not contain abstract methods. That is, methods without body. For example, public void get without any definition. But if a class has at least one abstract method, then that class must be declared abstract. If a class is declared as abstract, therefore, it cannot be instantiated. To use an abstract class, what do you have to do? You have to inherit it from another class, provide implementation details to the abstract methods in it. So, if you inherit an abstract class, you have to provide implementations to all the abstract methods that are in it. An abstract class can have both abstract and regular methods. However, the question that now arises is, other than abstract class, what is an abstract method? An abstract method is a method which belongs to an abstract class and can only be used in that abstract class. In addition, the abstract method does not have a body because its body is provided for by the subclass, that is the class that it has been inherited from. An abstract class can have both abstract and regular methods. Therefore, if you want a class to contain a particular method, but you want the actual implementation of that method to be determined by child classes, you can declare the method in the parent class as abstract. You have to place the abstract keyword before the method name in the method declaration. An abstract method, therefore, contains a method signature, but no body method or no method body. So, instead of curly braces, an abstract method will have a semicolon at the end. However, declaring a method as abstract has too many consequences. One, the class containing it must be declared as abstract. And two, any class inheriting the current class must either override the abstract method or declare itself as abstract. So, it is important to note that eventually a descendant class has to implement the abstract method, otherwise you would have a hierarchy of abstract classes that cannot be instantiated. So, from the following example, it is not possible to create an object of the student's class because it will generate an error. So if you write a statement like students, my opt equals to new students, you have an error. Why? Because students will be abstract. So the following is a sample program implementing abstraction through the use of abstract class and abstract method. It returns for student's name and then displays his or her two scores and their total. So we have the comment as program implementing abstraction class and abstraction method. The name of our project is abstraction, which is the name of the package. Then we have import java.atin.scanner for the purposes of enabling us or the processor or the compiler to be able to access input and assign the values entered in their respective variables or memory locations. So one of the abstract classes is this class called students. So you can see it is preceded by the word abstract. Then class is students. And then you can have an abstract method inside it. And this method, which is student's name, does not have a body. And then you can still have regular method like this or regular data members as well as regular method. So we have 2 or 3 data members who are score 1, score 2, and total, who are of type integer, followed by the name of a method, which is performance. Now, the definition for this method, or what this method does, is that it assigns, or the processor is being told to assign value 78 to the data member called score 1, then assign value 67 to the member called score 2, then add the content of score 1 and the content of score 2, and the total be assigned in the member called total. And then this statement will be displayed on the screen. Score 1, which is 78, and score 2, which is 67, whose total is the total of the two. So that's what will be displayed. For example, it will read as follows: 78 and 67, whose total is 145. So that's what that method will do. And that will also mark the end of that class. From there, we can go to another method who is called a performance. Now, this method, we have said, by the way, this is a repetition. We have said that the method called performance is a regular one, so it's not an abstract one. However, we can proceed and declare a method, or not a method, but a class that inherits properties of another class. Like this class called score inherits the properties of the class called students. And its definition is as follows. We have one member, data member called name of type string, and then we have a public member, that is a method, by the name student names. What does this member do? This member tells the processor to declare an object called input for the purposes of handling data entered through the keyboard. Next, it displays the statement, what is the name of the student on the screen? And then the name is read and assigned to the memory location called name. Next is it displays the text that these are so and so's scores. So if, for example, the name entered is Julius Meme, then this statement will read as these are Julius Meme's scores. And that's what that class will do. And the next class we can define is abstraction class. So this is the class which is carrying with it the definition for the main class. And the definition for the main class begins with the definition of an object called score opt of type score. So it creates a score object to manipulate the members of the class called score. And then with that object, we are able to invoke the student names method. And once this student names method is invoked, the processor will go to the respective, it will go to the respective method, that is the method called student names, perform the tasks which are there, and then the control will be brought back, and it will be moved to this other next line, which is invoking the next method called performance. So the control will go to where performance is, perform the activities there, and once it is done, the control will be brought back to the main method, and then once this brace is encountered, that will mark the end of that program. So my dear students and the rest of the learners, let us begin or launch our IDE program, which is Eclipse, and then we paste this program there, which we have discussed, and see how our program will behave. So the process is simple, just as we have been doing it before. We are going to launch our Eclipse IDE. So you type Eclipse, and then you wait for it to launch. Once our Eclipse IDE is ready, we shall continue and perform the tasks. So let's go back to our IDE. So we can close any window that may be open. Let's close all the windows that may be open for Eclipse. And then we can relaunch our Eclipse. So we are going to type Eclipse. Here we are. Remember, you launch this program the way you launch programs in your computer. So you wait for your IDE to launch. Here we are. So you proceed and create a new project. And the name of our project will be Abstraction. That will be the name of our project, Abstraction. Then we click on Finish. So once your project has been created, the next thing you need to do is to create a class for it. And I'm going to call my class Abstraction. And of course, let's include the stub for the main method. If you are told that the name already exists, you have to change it. So let me call this one Abstraction 1. And then you can click on Finish. So while here, you can just insert the necessary code for our program as you have seen, or you can just select all that text and you replace it with your code, which you already have. My dear students and the rest of the learners, remember that you can type this code directly into the IDE, or you can type it in a word processor, like Word or Notepad or WordPad, and then you just paste your code at this point. However, to ensure that your program does not have errors, ensure that the name of the package is correct. So our name of package is Abstraction, and that is the name of our project, which is okay. Now, the name of our class is Abstraction 1. So let's see our class where it is. So this is our class. The class is Abstraction, so we can change it to Abstraction 1. So we include that there so that it matches. And we also change this to be uppercase because the name of our project and the name of our file is Abstraction. However, we can see here, my dear students, when we not save that, you can see I already have the name abstraction here. So I can delete this file, and then I can open this one. This is the same program that I'm using, so that we retain the program as demonstrated. So the name of the package is Abstraction, and that's the name of our project, as you can see. Then the name of our class, this class is Abstraction in uppercase, and it's matching Abstraction here. So this name and this name, the name of the file, the name of the class are now okay. So from there, you indent your program nicely. So this is the program that I've already explained. So once you have done that, you can always save your program. If you have not saved, you save it, and then you click on run your program. So you can see that our program is executing, and we are being asked, what is the name of the student? What is the name of the student? So this is the part which is executing for now. What is the name of the student? So I can type, for example, Julius Meme. Once I press enter, you can see it is telling me that these are Julius Meme's scores. So it is displaying this statement, this one, and then the next statement is the value. So the control has been taken to this part. And this is the bit which is executing. Scores 1 is 78. Scores 2 is 67, whose total is this part. So that's why it is displaying that this and Julius Memes scores 78 and 67, whose total is 145. So my dear students and the rest of the learners, you can see that unless you have a close look at the specific code during execution, you may not tell what is happening. But the truth is, as you can see, this program is implementing abstraction, and we have abstract class, as you can see. We have abstract class, and we have abstract methods, or members who are abstract. And with that, my dear students and the rest of the learners, we can close all editors. Then we exit from our IDE, and with that, that marks the end of part 40 of the series. You can now proceed and watch, listen, and practice on part 41 of the series, in which you are going to learn about Java enums. Congratulations for learning part 40 of 41 on Java abstraction in fundamentals of object-oriented programming using Java. You can access the rest of the parts in the series, as well as other computer ICT videos, by clicking or tapping on MLSWAP ICT YouTube channel below this video. To subscribe to the channel, tap on subscribe button below this video in YouTube if it's not currently reading as subscribed. For any further correspondence, kindly write it to us through the email mlswap@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening to me in this last part, or in this second to last part of the series, in which you have learned about Java abstraction. And therefore, let's meet in the last part of the series, in which you are going to learn about enums, or about enums. Thank you very much, and God bless.